All right, so everybody been seeing a lot of madness, confusion, BS, the homies got going online right now. Of course that's been going on between the land and particularly Fort Worth, Texas. A lot of people saying Texas is really not the whole Texas, it's really just the city of Fort Worth and some historical and continuity discrepancies between, of course, Fathers Hoover and the land, Fathers Hoover Gangster Crip, and what they got going on in Fort Worth, Fathers Hoover Crip Gang, Fathers Hoover Land Crip Gang, things of that nature. Certain things be getting heated. And, frankly, it is just ridiculous. Me, I don't really kind of clocked out of it when it first got hot. I was commentating on it a lot. But I done clocked out from it because it don't make no sense how we ain't got this figured out yet. I think we have to draw attention to how this whole conflict started. And we've gotten lost, right? Many people commentating on this, onlookers, and even certain people who are a part of it have gotten lost, right? And are understanding where this whole conflict come from. The primary person that's in fault for this conflict is a nigga by the name of Real Tune. Real Tune is the reason for all of this, right? I'm just going to take y'all in a quick jog down memory lane just to validate what I'm saying. I'm not just shifting blame, not trying to not take accountability for certain things that the homies did, but this is truthfully all Real Tune's fault, right? I'm going to explain. There was a hood vlog done where, shout out Solo the Sickness, homie Fathers Hoover out of Houston. He come to the land, link with Gumby, boom, Gumby taking him and Real Tune all throughout the set. In that, Real Tune starts asking the homies from Fathers how they feel about the war. Nigga said the war that's taking place in Texas between Fathers Hoover Gangster Crip and Fathers Hoover Crip Gang.
Y'all LA Hoovers don't respect out of town Hoovers.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's true at all. You feel me? Like,
So there's no such thing as a Houston Hoover. There's no such thing as a New York Hoover. They Hoovers that live in New York. They Hoovers that live in Detroit.
In the Texas penal system, there's a war between HGC, that stands for Hoover Gangster Crip, and HCG, which stands for Hoover Crip Gang. What do y'all think of this feud between the Five Deuce Hoover set in Texas?
first of all, that's some nonsense right there. I ain't never heard of no bullshit like that. That's some straight bullshit on dead homies. If Hoover come before a Crip, it come before a gangster, it come before a criminal. Hoover is first. You know what I'm saying? That's what niggas need to understand that. You feel me? So ain't no way a nigga Hoover to be from with Hoover because they switched the letters around on Hoover. If that's the case, go just be from Crip Gang. Don't be from Hoover nothing on the dead homie. You feel me?
Look at the look on their face. They're like, what?
In the Texas penal system, there's a war between HGC, that stands for Hoover Gangster Crip, and HCG, which stands for Hoover Crip Gang. What do y'all think of this feud?
It's Fathers Hoovers banging and tripping and warring with other Fathers Hoovers over whether it's Hoover Gangster Crip or Hoover Crip Gang. That is how the information was introduced to the homies in LA. That sounds like treasonous behavior. That sounds ludicrous. Hoovers is harming Hoovers over the order in which the letters, and if it's Hoover Crip Gang or Hoover or Fathers Hoover Gang. That's how it was initially introduced to the homies. That's why it got met with so much vitriol. Shout out to the big homie, Damian Porter, for one of them good, $5 words that he be coming out that dictionary with. That the stores, I can't even say the word. So, man, goddamn, that's crazy. Thesaurus, that's it. Boom, got it. Praise the Lord. Vitriol. It was met with that level of vitriol simply because it was introduced like, oh, there's a war between the homies. But OG Percy went on the internet and said, it ain't no real war. It's a war of words. There's an argument, but it's not a war going on where niggas is killing each other where they Fathers Hoover Crip or Fathers Hoover Gangster Crip. Right? But Real Tune gave it to us like that's what was going on. So that's the origin of all that. We got to understand the origin of this shit, right? In order to solve a conflict, we have to get to the root cause, what some call root cause motherfucking analysis, right? We have to analyze the root cause, right? And I have to say this, Toon and the Bob Report. Shame on both of y'all, because the Bob reporters came now and stoked the flame and put gasoline on the flames, right? And I know both of them came up with God-fearing mothers, Bible-thumping, church-going mother. I know both of them did, right? Down Southern brothers, right? I know both of them did, right? The Bible tells us in the book of Proverbs, the 6th chapter, there's 6 things that God hates, one of which is he that soweth discord among brethren. God hates what you doing, Real Tune. God hates what you doing, Bob Report. There's another verse in the New Testament. The Apostle Paul tells us, mark those that cause division, right? When you look at that word mark in the Greek, it's a Greek word skopeo, root word scope. What that means? Look, watch the niggas that cause division, right? The incomparable Andre Taylor Money, y'all know him as Gorgeous Dre, teaches us that the revelation is in the why. Well, why would these niggas cause division? Oh, because now they can go and put a camera in different Hoovers faces from LA to Fort Worth, and they can monetize off the YouTube views and stoking the flame and hyping up the beef. They can sit here and act innocent. Oh, I'm just putting the camera on. Oh, I'm just now. You know right what you're doing. You don't. Y'all niggas is grown men. Don't nobody get to play stupid. Don't nobody get to play stupid on West Side Hoover Street, my nigga. Nobody get to play stupid. Y'all niggas know what you're doing. And you're doing it for financial gain, right? So I thought we supposed to be off a fig. How the fuck we let these 2 squares come pimp us? That's my question. How the fuck is the squares pimping us? It's no reason all of this shit should be unfolding for the furtherance of the AdSense dollar generation of these 2 niggas, man. And I ain't hating on them. I want them to get their money. I appreciate and like both of their platforms absent this bullshit, right? This shit is crazy. But this is what the homies from Fort Worth got to understand. Nobody is trying to come and control you niggas. Nobody's trying to turn you niggas Hoover criminals. Nobody's trying to come and tell you niggas you have to beef with the rolling 60s. Because I'm hearing this talk, right? But there's a continuity of a gang. And there was some misinformation, right, that was handed to y'all. And we're just trying to present it to y'all. You got to understand, you got to know your history. Let me explain something to you. Knowledge itself is a very powerful tool, right? Me, everything I say I am, I can run it down to, I can give you my family history the last 200 motherfucking years. I'm talking about documented history. I'm not even talking about just the genetic testing. I go to genetic testing. Everything I say I am, I can break down top to bottom and explain to you rationally, logically, and with historical, scientific, and genetic fact, everything that I say I am. I say I'm a Hebrew Israelite, right? You could believe that, not believe it, reject it, accept it, but I could come and I've debated with PhD scholars with compelling information to substantiate, right, the ethnic origins of black people who were brought over here on slave ships and the indigenous people in North, Central, and South America descending from the people in ancient Israel. I've done it again against PhDs, biblically, scientifically, and historically. Take it or not, I could spit it to you, right? I'm Haitian, right? My family come from Haiti. They came from Haiti to Louisiana, and then, of course, you know, got in the military, moved around. That's how we ended up on the West Coast, right? I can tell you my whole family history for the last 200 years. I can tell you my family's role in the Second Empire of Haiti. They're loyalists to the emperor. How when the emperor was overthrown in the coup, they fled to Louisiana. The family they married into in Louisiana was some of the founders of Lafayette, Louisiana, a very prominent French family, a child that he had with one of his slaves. Then my great-great-great-grandfather married her, right? I can give you a newspaper article of my great-great-grandfather shooting a motherfucker broad daylight in the 1880s, right? I could give you my history. Because I'm proud of everything that I am, and I can substantiate everything that I say that I am. I can tell you about my mama family, where they come from in Ireland, County Cork. That history, right? And I can tell you about the Hoover history. Now, I'm not from LA. I'm not from Hoover Street. I can tell you how the Hoovers got from LA to my hometown of Tacoma, Washington. I can tell you about that. I can tell you when that happened. I can tell you the history of my particular community, which is the Hilltop in Tacoma. I can tell you about that. Right? I can tell you about the black people that bought that land from the white people initially and made it the first, but they called it the Negro tract. I can tell you that history. Right? Because that's something I represent. So anything I represent, I want to know the history and the origin of it. I want to be able to defend it and protect it and know what the fuck I'm standing on. All we saying is y'all niggas need to do the same thing. It's not even y'all need to. Why the fuck wouldn't you? Right? And you have to understand how intricate of a piece of the black story that what you represent is. You don't understand. Y'all looking at this like niggas is kind of coming and trying to dictate your program. Y'all program is your program. Y'all politics is y'all politics. Whoever y'all beefing with, whoever y'all cool with, however y'all groove, that's on y'all. I know about Murder Worth. I've been out there. I ain't been to Hoover Land, but I've been to Hoover Wood. Out there in Fort Worth. I live in Dallas for a year. Right there in Jungle West. John West and La Prada. Right? So I've been out there. See what I'm saying? But this is a part of black history. Y'all not looking at this from the proper perspective. What do I mean this is a part of black history? Because the motherfuckers is making, I seen Charleston earlier. Oh, you Cali niggas. Nigga, all Cali niggas come from the South. Right? Something called the Great Migration. We understand the history. Right? All these niggas you talking about as Cali niggas, they families is from Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Fuck is we talking about? This is black history we talking about. And there was a great migration. And niggas from the South came and settled in South Central LA. Niggas on the East Side started something called the Crips. I seen a nigga lick, something like that. And he said, man, come on, man. The people who started this, they didn't go and no the fuck they not. You said Raymond Washington, Tookie Williams. But you from Hoover, nigga. Raymond Washington started the Crips on the East Side. Right? Inspired by the Avenues. Right? Craig Munson them. We understand that. But Hoover was started by Hoover Joe, who is alive and well and currently incarcerated. Did you know that? The nigga who started what you are representing is alive. He's not dead like Raymond and Tookie. Right? And his whole story of how Hoover came into existence is on YouTube right now on the Under the Groove podcast, hosted by the big homie Bub 74. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, if you gonna be, you should fucking familiarize yourself with that information so you know what the fuck you standing on, my nigga. That's all we saying. Right? Then you could go listen to the foundation of the Five Deuces. Big 10 speed. Who passed, but before he passed, earlier this year, he gave the history of the foundation from originating from the 50 Boys and paying homage to the Gladiator. That's why I got the G. That's why it's Five Deuces HGC, to pay homage to the Gladiators. A pre-Crip and Blood black group that existed in that area. This is history. We just trying to tell you to get in tune with the history and understand where this shit came from, bro. It's not about dictating to you. Y'all niggas gonna do what you want to do down there at the end of the day. At the end of the day, y'all been fighting y'all wars and y'all battles and standing on y'all blocks in Fort Worth. Nobody's taking that from you. Y'all niggas that been in the TDC and did all that. Nobody's taking that from you. Nobody's trying to pimp you. The homies ain't the ones that are extorting niggas, man. That's not our reputation. That's them other niggas' reputation. Right? Niggas want to come straight homie love worldwide. Any homies I done been with from the land anywhere, it's all embrace, it's all MHL, nigga, much Hoover love, bro. This shit is crazy. Right? Going more into it though, at the end of the day, Fadu's Hoover is just that. It's a motherfucking intersection. Understand what you represent. You represent an intersection in South Central LA, 52nd and Hoover Street. That's all these gangs are. 52nd and Hoover, 59th and Hoover, 74th and Hoover, 83rd and Hoover, 92nd and Hoover, 94th and Hoover, 107th and Hoover, 112th and Hoover. These are intersections, bro. Intersections. And the nigga that came out, Hoover Joe. You can go learn the history of not just the Five Deuces, the 7 Foes, the 9 Deuces, the 107. It's all on the Under the Groove podcast channel. You can go tap into it right now. Right? And understand your history. And understand that the people on 52nd and Hoover Street decided to name that gang Fadu's Hoover Gangster Crip again for a reason, that G2 pay homage to the Gladiators. that held that community down before there was ever such a thing as a Crip. That's important to know the history. Go look at Trigger Bird's channel, how he tell the story about Sam Cooke dying at that hotel on 92nd and Fig in 1966 before there was any such thing as a Crip. It's important to know the history of your community, right? And y'all got your own unique history there in Fort Worth that you can educate us and tell us all about the black history in Fort Worth that go even before the introductions of gangs to Fort Worth. And that's beautiful. And we love to hear it. But just understand, if you're going to attach yourself to this South LA community, Hoover, 52nd Street, the 50s, then you should familiarize yourself with the history and you should align yourself with the continuity. That's all we're saying. And the continuity of 52nd and Hoover is Fadu's Hoover Gangster Crip. That's all we're saying. Now, there was a man, his name is escaping me. He did an interview with Real Tune. Shout out to the homie. He's a Fort Worth homie. And he said some real shit. He said, if I got to go to LA, go to 52nd and fade whoever I need to fade for the validation of Hooverland, I'll do it. I respect that. That's some gangster shit. Right? But to all the other homies out there that I'm gonna explain something to you about the Fort Worth homies that's obvious. These niggas is Hoovers, bro. And why I say that, look how rebellious they is. Look how much they're going against the grain. Look how stubbornly they stand in 10. They Hoovers, bro. Because that's what the fuck a Hoover would do. What they doing is what a Hoover would do. When the G homies come, nigga, we criminal, nigga. It is what it is. A lot of y'all don't know that history that's out there maybe in Fort Worth. For understand the homies that turned criminal, nigga, the big homies wasn't with that at first. Niggas done told me, nigga, big homies was hopping out on young homies pushing criminal, nigga, tripping. Internal Hoover, right? That's what I heard. I wasn't there. That was when I was a baby, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm only born in 90. That shit was happening in the early 90s, bro. But y'all niggas is Hoovers, bro. Just the way y'all are handling this situation proves that y'all Hoovers, right? But we need to, as Hoovers and as motherfucking grown-ass men, sit down at the table and hash out these differences, because the shit is really minuscule. It is the order in which these letters are coming from. But being a Hoover gangster means something very particular to the homies up off of 52nd Street, to the foundation that was laid on 52nd Street, right? And also to the dude who I'm referring to, who said he'll go to Fadus and Faye. He said something along the lines of like criminal, like it's a different, listen, it ain't no difference between criminal and crip in this Hoover shit. It's Hoover first. The one going at H, right? And ain't no, it's not, if a nigga from A-Tray Hoover, nigga say A-Tray Hoover Crip, that's not a different gang. It's A-Tray Hoover. That's what's first. First is Hoover. Like the homie Tiny Mac from 11 Deuce said on the Street TV interview, I'm from Hoover, period. Y'all niggas need to familiarize yourself with the concept of 716. We from all of them. So if you from all of them, don't matter if you're Fadus, A-Tray, at the end of the day, you from all of them. So you from Hoover Criminal, you from Hoover Gangster Crip, you from Hoover Crip Gang. We from all of them. We move as a consolidated force. That's what we all have to understand. We all from all of them, right? And the criminal shit, truthfully, is just generational, right? Like when you go to the Insanes, on the outside, you just call it insane, but they generational. First generation, Insane Crip Gang, 21st Street. Generation after that, YFC, Young Foundation Crip, 16th Street. After that, 23rd Street, Baby Insane Gang, that's B.I.G. See what I'm saying? But they all insane. But each generation got their own name, nigga. From the I to the Y to the B. And then, of course, you know, you got the filthies with the babies now, right? Watts, go to Great. Go to Great. The original Watts niggas was banging Jordan Down Crip. They was banging Watts Vario Great when it was still united with the South Siders, with the Mexicans, right? Then came out a generation called what? Watts Baby Loc Crip. Honcho and them ain't from Baby Loc. But that's a generational thing. All them niggas is great now. From what? I think 89 on. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. It's from Baby Loc. Watts Baby Loc Crip. That's that generation that carried. So then when Criminal came, the generations that preceded, for the most part, was Criminal, but not even all of them, because all them nine deuces my age, they're still Crip. See what I'm saying? Y'all got to familiarize yourself with this information. Y'all not sitting down and being rational and logical and reasonable, right? Y'all are feeding into this clout and this chaos and this misinformation and this sowing of division that's happening. And you're not sitting down and actually getting an understanding of where we coming from. Niggas ain't trying to dictate nothing to you. We're trying to enlighten you on what the fuck it is that you representing. That's it. You know, when I got put on back in the night, I'm a young nigga, bro. I was a Hoover Crip. Don't get it twisted. But when I moved to California and got educated rather to the criminal ideology and philosophy, I embraced the criminal identity. It's not separate. It is the natural evolution of what happened due to how hard we was pushing and the enemies that we were making because of the aggressiveness of our push throughout South Central LA. And as we expanded throughout the country, the criminal identity is the natural evolution of cripping. Because I'm going to tell you now, all these niggas is crimming because all these niggas is killing other Crips and Bloods and whoever. See what I'm saying? Nobody else is having that much conflict, Crip, Blood, and SA enemies as much as us. So that's what make us criminal. You see what I'm saying? And embracing that and understanding is to set first. And that's what all the other Crips and Bloods throughout LA and now the world do. Niggas, they is yo set first before the C, before the B. Now everybody's criminal. They just don't want to put the criminal on it because they don't want to have to give us the credit, just like they don't want to have to give us the credit for creating the Crip Walk. You know the Hoovers created the Crip Walk? Nine dudes. The set day 7-4. We just saying familiarize yourself with the history. Let's stop making this a circus and a shit show for these niggas to get rich. Let's come together. Let's be fucking grown men, nigga, and Hoovers, nigga, and get this shit sorted out, man. With that, I'm gone. Praise the Lord.